We still don't have a morning theme song. So, boy. Sometimes the world looks perfect, nothing to rearrange. Sometimes you just get a feeling like you need some kind of change. No matter what the odds are this time, nothing's gonna stand in my way. This flame in my heart, like a long lost friend, gives every dark street a light at the end. This flame in my heart, standing tall on the wings of my dream, rise and fall on the wings of my dream. The rain and thunder, the wind and haze, I'm bound for better days. It's my life and my dream. Nothing's gonna stop me now. Nothing's gonna stop me now. So yeah, we still don't have our own theme song for the morning coffee streams. So that was the Perfect Strangers theme song, which is arguably maybe not custom fit for the purpose. But you know what? We're mostly inside of here for right now. Let's turn down our chunk render distance to a meager 22. Morning Wyvern's Flight. Welcome Juan Paradisi, Chelsea Stewart, Oliver Does Nothing, Pablo Contreras Caro. Welcome Evan Netta. It's not morning there, huh? We got an international crew today. But you know, that's one of the nice things about the morning streams is my morning is somebody else's afternoon. Morning, Emily W952. Welcome, Alex D. Parazzo and Cusada 28-2. Welcome, 429 and Pixel Palettes. Ooh, it's La Lapis Azeroth. Glad to have you. We've got the Discord chat open too. So if you haven't been to the morning streams, like there's a few different kinds of morning streams. There's the Crash with Cleo. There's the Music with Quinn streams. Those are a little bit more high energy. Although the Cleo streams are often maybe not high energy in anything but air quotes. But the Quinn streams are definitely higher energy. These are more like, I've got to check my email, and I don't wanna. But you've got to check your email, and you don't wanna, so why don't we have a little work party? The morning streams, I kind of go through my correspondence, I look through my calendar, my project management stuff, I make sure that I'm not going to screw up my whole day. Because one thing I've realized is sometimes if I just start working on something first thing in the morning, the thing I start working on isn't the most important. Now, arguably, removing a bunch of blocks here and having a cup of coffee is definitely not the most important. But there's kind of a built-in, like, okay, I'll do this while I look at my schedule. And then if something's super important, it's like, well, okay, we'll only hang out for an hour today, and then I'll go work on that other thing. Like, I know, for example, I have a bunch of editing I have to do. But do I have anything else? Like, for example, I think there's a Patreon invite I need to send. So, because we got a new $5 patron yesterday, so they're going to be getting their Discord access when I send out that batch of invites. If you are interested in joining the Patreon, tips are welcome, or not tips. The Patreon link is right there. $5 gets you Discord access. $10 gets you access to Minecraft servers. Evan Netta says it's Passover night tomorrow. Ah, well, I hope you have a fantastic Passover. Save a seat for me. Although, no, wait, no, that seat's already saved for somebody else. Never mind, he can have it. He can have it. Okay, so here we go. We're going to dump off some of these shulkers over here, I think, because those are not... let's just start here. Azeroth says your build is looking great. Thank you, Azeroth. Yeah, it's coming along. We're just doing some minor digging out work. Just a little bit of light excavation at the moment. I'm having fun with it, though. This is the sediment one. Let's move the sediment one back toward the center, because that's actually an important one. What's this? This is lamps. I don't love lamps. So we're going to put those in here, I guess. As well as that and that. And we can put our coppery stuff in there. Whoops, why do I have my boots on? That's not ideal. Yeah, I figure Elijah needs that chair more than I do. So, no worries, no worries. Keep it empty for him. You know, he's a little bit older than me, and it's always good to give your seat up to the elderly, you know. So, it's fine. It's fine. Oh boy. Ooh, feeling a little muscle twinge in that left arm there. Here's some other stuff we can do is we can do some stretches this morning. Welcome, Tired Moth Lad. Let's just do some quick chair stretches. Okay. Ugh. Take off my watch. Sometimes that helps with loosening up the muscles. If you don't need, like, I don't need the watch on while I'm at the computer. Well, I hope you have a fantastic celebration, Netta. Yep, I'm down here in slot 9, putting the hot in the hot bar. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Joju997 in the Discord writes, my family has a Seder custom of leaving out other items associated with family members that can't attend. If you were to have a ceremonial item, I'm wondering what you would pick. Honestly, I'm a very pragmatic person. And so probably something I lost, because that would imply you found it. So far this year, I've lost a bag of coffee and a bag of beef jerky. Maybe they ran off together to start a family. I don't know. But if you wanted to ceremonially leave out my coffee and then let me know to come pick it up, that would be great. I've since replaced that bag of coffee with a new one. But yeah, there's going to be some point where when I'm moving, I'm going to just find all this stuff. Sir Noodle Hat says, what was it like meeting Cleo? It was completely normal. Cleo and I have been talking on the internet, doing collabs and stuff together in Minecraft and whatnot, for longer than Hermitcraft has been around, like 11 years. And so, like, it's one of those things, like, even though we'd never met in person before, it was just, like, completely normal. Because the other thing is, Cleo and I don't really have, like, what the cool kids would call characters, you know? Like, it's not like, we're not, like, playing on some crazy roleplay server or whatever. We just are always being ourselves, you know? And, like, I will admit there is a bit of a conceit when I'm recording that I'm pretending I'm not tired, which is acting. I do act a little bit when we're in recording mode. I pretend I'm less tired than I am. But that's not like a personality change. That's just faking not being ready to take a nap for 4-minute bursts while we record, right? You'll notice in group recordings where things run long, I get really quiet. Part of that is I can't pretend to be awake for that long. So I'm just saving my energy. But yeah. No, I mean, yeah, meeting Cleo was fine, but it wasn't like drastically. Honestly, it was a lot like our craft streams. We sat around and we talked. Hey, welcome, Gritmonger. Glad you could join us. Whew. Iconic Anemone says, morning, everyone. I had to wake up early, so I thought I might as well pop in. Yep, that's what we're doing here. Solidarity. Solidarity for awake people. I had to wake up to get my kid to school. I can't promise we're going to do these coffee streams at the same time in the summer, but one thing they definitely help me do is they help me not go back to bed and then fall asleep for 4 hours and miss most of the day. Because if I'm not careful, sometimes I'll do that. And that doesn't help my long-term sleep cycle fixes. Okay. Joju says, I notice when you're recording, you sound a bit like you're running a radio show. Yeah, that's the acting more awake that I am. That's the high energy. And part of that is, it's not like, oh, I'm doing that for the viewers either. It's that when I have to edit the footage, I get really impatient if I'm talking slowly in the footage. Because I'm trying to get this video as short as possible. And I'm just talking too slow. So I talk faster the longer I've had my show, the faster I talk when I'm recording, because I know I'll hate it later if I'm talking slow in the recording when I'm editing it. So I do that for me. If people ask me, why don't you hire an editor? Well, for one thing, I can't afford it. But if I did hire an editor, I would probably just start talking really slow in the videos again. Because I'm like, I don't care. I don't have to listen to this again. I'm just gonna talk at my own pace. Y'all can keep up. Or don't. See if I care. I don't. See, like that. Like when I first started on YouTube, I was talking way slower. ZB says, I appreciate Joe talking fast. Well, you're welcome, ZB. You're welcome. ZB. Very welcome, ZB. But yeah, so that's the thing though, is like, I feel like if y'all met us at a convention, you would not be surprised. Like, I remember, I think there was one time that I met up with a few viewers, Dane Leon and his fiance, who's now his husband, and Aviva at PAX. And Aviva's like, so, what do you guys want to do? I'm like, oh, I saw some chairs over there that are open. And I sat down, and I was just, like, sitting there. And Aviva's like, I mean, like, are we going to do something? And I'm like, this is nice. I'm just happy to sit and not have any responsibility, but sure, we can do something. Like, it's PAX. It's not my, I'm not like, you know, like, I'm just there hanging out, like, you know, like, yeah, you'd be like, wait, you know, hanging out with Joe at PAX is a lot like hanging out with him during a stream. He's tired. Oh, and he gets annoyed when people try to organize 30-person meals. It's like, wait, I'm sure we can find a restaurant for all 30 of us. No, we can't. I'm going to get my own food. I'll see you guys later. ZV says, isn't that the best case scenario, not being surprised how one acts? Maybe. I don't know. Some people, maybe they're like, oh, I thought I was going to get, like, the inside scoop. I thought I was going to see the real Joe. But the real Joe was on stream all along. Well, that makes it less special that I came all the way here. You know what I mean? It's less of a pilgrimage to meet the real Joe if the real Joe is on the telly, as they say in England. Hey, Gritmonger, tipping 20. Thank you very much. So that's going to put us... Oh, wait, hold on. I had the abacus set up from yesterday still. Here we go. 20, even on the abacus. Please direct your attention to slot 9, where I've been putting the hot in the hot bar. So, whoa, why is my face that color? Camera's messed up somehow. There we go. All better. Howdy, y'all. Grow Hills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Dee-da-dee-da-dee, dee-da-dee-da-dee, I feel like I'm not aligned properly. There we go. That's slightly better. FH just says, organizing a 30-person meal does sound like a nightmare. That's the thing, is nobody wants to organize it. Nobody wants to call ahead and say, hey, can we make a reservation for 30 people 2 nights out? Everybody's just like, let's just keep going until we find a restaurant that can seat us. And I'm like, at a certain point, we need to stop walking down the street and just break into smaller groups. I'm going to start by walking away from this entire problem. Anyone else who would like to is welcome to join me. No, not all 30 of you. Oh, God. Well, the thing is, Microbird, calling ahead means calling ahead, like, the day before. Or a week before, right? That's one thing that the Feed the Beast folks always knew how to do. The Feed the Beast guys... They've really, it turns out people who develop incredibly complex Minecraft mod pack interactions are good at realizing, okay, we want sushi on Thursday night, so a month before we go to PAX, we're going to call this sushi place, and we're going to reserve the party room. And then, the next night, we're going to want to have pub food, so we're going to call this bar and reserve their party room, right? Like... Chloe the Great and Powerful says 30 people will never agree on a restaurant anyway. That's not true. I've definitely, like, I've seen 30 people disappointed by each restaurant that kicked us out. Or wouldn't seat us. Am I making plans for PAX? No, I can't afford PAX. I just went to London. Also, NJ, success. I finished payroll. Got that last invoice in and sent out. Woo! Dun, 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 doo, doo, doo. Microbird says a month out, a month ahead. Isn't real anyway. Oh, boy. Well, the thing about PAX is, it's, like, for Boston anyway, the whole city is going to be full for the convention. So you really need to call ahead before Sony's people start calling ahead. Because otherwise, they're going to get all the tables. And that's not cool. Other people deserve tables, too. I don't know why I'm suddenly organizing stuff, but... because I can, I guess. Pub food is like bar food. Like burgers, fries, chips. Not for baby doggies, but like a public house. Yeah, fried appetizers, that sort of thing. But yeah, the Feed the Beast guys are the most organized convention attendees that I've ever seen. At PAX South, they would literally rent a ranch outside of San Antonio where they would have, like, bonfire at night, and it had ping pong tables. It was like, it was this really nice property they would rent every year. And it could sleep like 30 people. So a bunch of them would stay there. I never stayed there. I always stayed closer to the convention. But, like, I remember taking a lift out there, and the driver was just kind of like, where are we going? And we're like, it's a ranch. There's going to be a bonfire. And he's like, yeah, okay, out this far. I believe you. Like, but yeah, and so then, but yeah, it was very chill. Yeah, I haven't actually eaten yet today. I need to go grocery shopping. Oh, this is part of what the point of this stream is. It's for me to put stuff on my list. I need to also buy Easter stuff, like jelly beans. Okay. Where's my to-do today? To-do. Oh, and I need to email Tom. Grocery shopping. Yeah, okay, so let me pull up my email. I need to email Tom from the District 82 tournaments. Me and Tom. Tom Graff. Tom! Hey, wanted to follow up on this. Hey, my kid is out of school for the summer and away visiting family in June. So I was wondering if I could... Hey, morning, Tom. Just wanted to follow up about helping you out on the tech side of things. Just wanted to follow up about helping you out on the tech side of things while my kid is away this summer. In particular, the June Classics Triple Flip. What is that called? District 82 Triple Flip. D82 Triple Flip Open Certified Classics. In particular, the June D82 Triple Flip Classics tournament would work well with my schedule. Any chance you'd need a hand with that? Looking forward to learning from you and helping out any way I can. Joe Hills, Nashville, TN. Okay. I almost forgot I had to do this. See, this is why we do these coffee streams. This is why we do these coffee streams, so I can get my stuff done. Okay. So, yeah, because I talked to Tom. I sent Tom an email about this in last June. Wow. And I spoke with him in October, but I haven't followed up because I was waiting until my schedule was... I told him it would be sometime this summer when my kid was out of school. And so I'm following up with him now. Hopefully he still needs a hand. Because he does an amazing job streaming these District 82 pinball tournaments. And even though, like, you might be like, Joe, you run a show. You already know how to stream. Like, streaming from a pinball tournament at the tech level that Tom works at, those folks are on point. They are really, they're really amazing streamers. And the thing is, though, a lot of the best streamers, like the folks who are running the tech there, are also really good pinball players. And so the further it gets into the tournament, it gets awkward because the guys running the stream are still like they're now facing each other, because like as they work their way through the bracket in the early rounds, there's always somebody to watch the stream and keep an eye on the tech. But as they get into the later rounds, sometimes they're facing each other. And I'm like, I'm not as good at pinball as you. Would you like an extra person to keep an eye on the machines, on the tech side of the streaming stuff? Because I could learn a ton from them, and I'm also not going to make it that far in the tournament, so I can cover for them later on and be an extra set of hands and eyes. So, okay, so I'm going to move that from my to-do to my done list. Okay, I've done payroll, errand, grocery shopping. I need to mention on there explicitly jelly beans. I'll do that later, obviously. I need to check if Cleo got her computer fixed in time for the craft stream tomorrow. Correspondence. Hey, Cleo. Sorry to hear about your PC problems. Should I expect you to have to miss tomorrow's craft stream? Or actually a better way, but any idea by when you'd know if you can make tomorrow's craft stream? If you want, you can call in via your phone, and I can multi-stream via restream.io to your channel in a pinch. Just let me know. No worries either way, just let me know. Good luck with that. Okay. Okay, so we handled our correspondence with Cleo. Woo! What else have we got on the to-do? So we got grocery shopping, pick my kid up from school, Pathfinder, and then a bunch of editing tasks. Editing tasks are not going to get done during the coffee stream. Neither is grocery shopping. So, I think, we might be, Lakshmi13, you can definitely jump to the current part of the stream if you click forward. Although if you're watching from the beginning, that might be a problem. Okay, yeah, I'm having to start planning my summer already. Oh, I forgot to mention, tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Cutting it close with the Easter stuff. Yeah. Well, so the problem, I mean, it's not a problem, but a factor in me cutting it close with the Easter stuff is that sometimes her mom sends her a whole bunch of Easter stuff, and then I buy a whole bunch of Easter stuff, and then we've got like 800 times as much candy as we need, or maybe double, you know? So I kind of, this year, I waited to see it. My daughter opened her Easter care package when it arrived yesterday. And so now that I know what's in it, I'm like, okay, I will buy a small amount of what's not in it to offset it, right? So it's like, oh, okay, this has Peeps, and it has chocolate, and it has this, and it has that. It doesn't have jelly beans. Okay, so I'll go get jelly beans, right? Instead of me also buying, here's a huge chocolate rabbit, and here's, because it's not a contest, right? You know, it is nice of her mom to send her stuff, but it is unnecessary for us to have 2 gigantic chocolate rabbits. So, yeah, yes, I am cutting it close, but the alternative is we end up with way more candy than we should. And that's not ideal in a household this small to have that much candy around. I mean, like, she's still going through her Valentine's Day candy from school. And that was, what, February 14th? Badger Spanner, welcome to the stream. Badger Spanner, I'm so glad you're here. Oh, Badger, I had a dream that we visited Wren in England, and somebody needed me to drive to the store to get something. And I was like, I don't know about driving a car in a foreign country. And they're like, well, you don't have to worry about driving, you know, from the wrong side of the car because Ren has a go-kart you could borrow. And, you know, you just sit in the middle of those. But in real life, I don't think Ren actually has a go-kart. I think that was made up for the dream. But yeah. So I clearly can't wait to get back to England. Olivia J says, just woke up and made myself a coffee, ready to be productive. I'm ready to be productive too. I sent Discord messages and emails already. Oh. Okay, so got a message back from Cleo, saying tomorrow's my tooth operation, which I've already mentioned. So Cleo wasn't going to be streaming with me tomorrow anyway, and I responded, dang it, that's right. I'm easily confused by new information that causes me to disregard previous information, even if it's still relevant. I don't know why my brain does that. This is not the first time that has happened recently. Like, I'll just assume whatever new information I have completely supersedes rather than augments. And I don't know why. I don't know why that's happening. I think it's probably being tired and stressed partially. Okay. So, yeah. So, never mind. No crash with Cleo tomorrow. My brain yeets old info too quickly. It's just like, it's an overly aggressive garbage collector in terms of, like, programming memory allocation. Okay. Whoops, that was not where I wanted to dig. Do 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 do. Bum ba da. Bum ba da. Okay. Well, at least, so now I know. Now I know what's going on tomorrow, which is crafts without Cleo. We're wasting a little bit of wood here, but not too much that it's a problem. Okay, so this is our sediment one. We can drop that off there. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Maybe I should... Whoa, wait, what's this mods? It's got a diamond on it now. Dude, does one of these have something, a new option? Is that what the diamond means? Why does that have a diamond there? I don't remember it used to having that. I mean, I don't mind if mobs spawn underneath inside of here. That's not my problem. That's like, because it's, what's it gonna do? Make noise when people fly past in the Elytra course? Like, that'll be fine. It's environmental audio experience. Oh, is this a fortune shovel? Worst shovel. But also, we do need to clear this stuff out. Welcome, Kara. Yeah, I've been so tired lately, I've started sleeping through alarms, so I started setting 3 alarms, and today I only slept through the first one, but that's still, like, deeply disconcerting, because I can't, you know, not get my kid to school on time. That's very bad in a custody situation like this. Pinball machines are supposed to be loud. Mob sounds are supposed to be loud. It's fine. Okay. Okay, let's put... Do we have... I think all of our shovels are broken-ish. Not great. That's annoying. It's fine. So, Pearl seemed disappointed in her video that Scar wasn't using his dumpster. That she empties on Fridays. I feel like I put a lot of stuff in Scar's dumpster, so I'm wondering if it's just destroying the items, or if Scar took it out. I don't know. I don't care enough to really go investigate. But also we're going over there to investigate. Chloe the Great and Powerful says, you normally take holidays for yourself. Will you be taking Easter long weekend off? Perhaps that's a good time to catch up on sleep. I don't know. Because, like, the problem is that I spent a lot of money traveling to England, and I'm not in a financially strong position right now, since I also am about to spend a ton of money on an immigration attorney. So I kind of need to be working, but at the same time, if everybody here is going to be busy with family stuff, there's not a lot of point in me streaming anyway. So maybe at that point I might as well get some sleep. Yeah, okay. So that was old footage. Got it. Am I going to dumpster dive? I'm just checking to see. Natural. Hey, thank you, Chloe the Great and Powerful, for tipping 28, who says, Sleep Fund. Woo, here we go. We're taking that, and that's going to put us 8 past our next face camera expansion milestone. Here we go. It's time to expand. I mean, in the very least, I won't have to wake up as early on Thursday and Friday as I normally have to. I don't think Pearl checked the front chest, says Christopher Yao. That's okay. Well, we're getting some more stuff here to drop off for her. Like, arguably, all of these are full at this point. So, actually, at the point where these are all full, well, I probably want to go record myself dropping these off. I feel like what we actually need, though, is we, like, straight up just need to go buy more shulkers. And we don't have enough diamonds for that at the moment. Which is a problem. Yeah, yeah, Davidson County Schools, which is Nashville, have off Thursday and Friday of this week. So we're going to do kind of some family stuff. Thursday morning, Quinn's still going to come over here to do the guitar on my Minecraft stream. And my daughter can watch from the living room. And then we'll all go out for lunch and maybe try and do some sort of activity depending on the weather. We haven't figured out exactly what yet, but because we don't know if it's going to be outdoor or indoor type day. Until we see how things are looking. But yeah, so we're definitely, we have family plans on Thursday. But yeah, it is an extra long weekend. So that's part of it too, is if I was like, well, so I mean, realistically, though, if I skip the Saturday and Sunday night streams, I'm not going to get to bed that much earlier, really. And I can't really, like, it's not, and we can't afford to travel anywhere. That's the other thing. is, like, I would totally be like, yeah, I'll take the weekend off streaming if I could afford to, like, take my kid to East Tennessee or something. And it's like, oh, we're doing a weekend at Dollywood, blah, 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 and so I'm not going to stream. But, like, since I just got back from London, and I just made my second payment toward her science camp, which is something I always wanted to do when I was a kid, but my parents couldn't afford it. So she's actually getting to go to an away camp based around her interests, which kind of, it's one of those things. It kind of hurts to be like, we only get 2 weeks of summer together, and one of those weeks you're going to camp. But, like, it's it's good for her life to not completely revolve around spending time with me or her mother. It's like, okay, because, like, I also worry too if she doesn't get the opportunity to, like, do something like that when all of the kids are new. Like, because 10 is basically the youngest that they really let you do, like, an away science camp, right? So all the other kids will be like, oh, this is my first year too, and then there's some solidarity there. Whereas, like, if she's used to always being around her parents and then wants to go to camp later, she might get homesick, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, between the expenses for my London trip and her camp, going away for Easter weekend just wasn't something that we could, justify or afford. I was gonna say, it's not that I can't justify it, it's that I literally don't I could. It's like, where would the money come from? So, creeper. Let's maybe not go where the creeper is. Yeah, our view distance is too high for we're not getting the frames I want here. Really? I mean, honestly, when we're inside here, we don't need to be seeing the 16 chunks away. Is it just something about the room? Why is it? The FPS should not be this low in general. Something's up. Christopher Yao says you can still have fun at home. Yeah, I agree. My point was, at the point where I'm still having fun at home during the day, there's nothing stopping me from streaming at night when my kid goes to bed anyway. Like, I might as well stream at night at that point. Because otherwise, I'm going to be sitting around going, okay, well, my kid's asleep, because she's a child. My fiance is asleep, because London, I'm awake, but I can't go anywhere unless I pay a babysitter, which I can't afford right now for the same reasons that I can't afford to travel this weekend. So it's like, why would I not stream? Is kind of like, because this is something I legitimately enjoy. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's just, I don't know. I might not stream Minecraft. It'll depend on my mood. Because the thing is, though, with holidays, sometimes I'm like, you know what? Since it's a holiday and we're not going to have a big audience anyway, I might as well just stream some other random game. I don't have anything in mind yet, though. There's nothing, like, jumping out at me where I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to stream this. NJ says, would you like to play Sagrada Sunday morning if you have no plans? I don't know if I want to wake up for that. I want to enjoy sleeping in. I don't want to make a Sunday morning commitment at this point. I appreciate the offer, NJ. I don't know if you're actually streaming earlier in the day on Sundays or what, but it feels earlier. Like, it seems like when I check if NJ's streaming Sagrada, like I'm checking. I don't know why when you first started doing it, I seemed to be awake at that time, but like now on Sunday morning, I'm just like, I'll sleep in until like 11 and then make brunch. No, you start at 10:15. I don't know. Hey, we got a tip rolling in from Iceland. Thank you, Maria, who writes in Icelandic, "Góðan daginn, Joe," which means good day or morning. Well, thank you very much, and thank you for that 60. 12 gets you one face camera expansion, 32 gets you a second, 52 a third, and then we are 8 past. So here we go. Let's expand, Joe. Do. Numero dos, even larger, Joe. Do. And then actually, for that third face camera expansion, up to this point, you've seen my face camera get larger as we hit each milestone. That money just goes straight to my head. But now, like Jacob Marley, these chains I forged in life are about to begin pulling me down to the deep below. Expand or enter the joust. Do. Lowering the opacity now to 90%. At this point, each additional face camera expansion will be accompanied by a corresponding drop in opacity. So, Thaka Thayer, Maria. I think that's thank you in Icelandic. Otherwise, thank you in Icelandic, Maria. Okay. That puts us 12 away from the next face camera expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. La da 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 da. I actually probably want to hold on to the deep slate here and the tough for Tango's thing. So, put that back in there. Let's grab a new fortune pick if we have one. There it is. So let's discard our extra surplus bone meal here. Extra surplus bone meal here. Ba-da-da-da. Oh, I forgot to get more birch wood. That was an oversight. Emily W. says, just found out I won my family's March Madness bracket by making entirely random guesses about the winners. It's even funnier because my dads and uncles are huge sports fans who know all the stats, and their brackets fell apart very quickly. So that's the thing, though, is you got to keep in mind, the first round of March Madness has, like, 32 teams in it, right? And realistically, even if there's only, like, a 1 in 16 chance of a, like, low-seeded team defeating a high-seeded team, that's likely to happen at least once. There's likely to be at least one upset somewhere early on. And So to some degree, what you want to do when you're designing your bracket is figure out what a completely rational bracket looks like, and then roll some dice to just say, what are the weird one-off chances here? Which of these teams is going to get upset early on? Because a team or a bracket where the top-seeded team always wins is not going to be an accurate bracket, right? You need your bracket to have some chaos in it if you want to have a shot at it representing reality. And so you going in with no preconceptions and just saying, whatever. Because this particular year, we had more upsets than usual. And I think that's going to be increasingly common as skill levels converge in certain sports. Because, like, at a certain point, there's more good players than just one team can accommodate. People would rather play for a team that's going to let them play than sit on the bench at the best team. Because playtime is what gets you a job, right? So not all of the best players in the world are going to want to play for, let's say, Kentucky, even though Kentucky usually does pretty well. Because they only are going to actually field or court so many of those, right? So the 60 best players in the world don't all want to go to Kentucky because they're not going to all get playtime. They're going to go to the best school that they're feasibly going to get to play at. And, you know, as the money gets bigger in these jobs afterwards, and this becomes more and more of a viable career, more people are going to pursue it seriously. Voice and cam seems out of sync. In OBS, it looks like it's right to me. So that might be on your end. But if other people are seeing it too, maybe something's just weird somewhere else. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. I should have gotten the coal and the magma blocks out of there. A lot of other people are saying it looks good to them. Yeah, it might be something with your internet in particular. Sorry to hear that, but not much I can do. Okay, here's some butch. Looks like we might need to put some lights in down here. Seem to be having a lot of spawning issues. Ah, dang it, that's gonna be a problem. I can use some gravel or whatever to clean it up, though. Sorry, I was looking at the water. I can talk again, then you can see if it's in sync. I do my best. Yay. Boy. Minecraft blocks. Placing them. Minecraft blocks. La da 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 do 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 do. Okay. Boy, getting a lot done. Okay. Looking good so far. We're gonna need to pull those blocks there as well. Do shulkers let light pass through them? I actually don't know. Okay. NJ says, be right back. Thank you. That's the perfect answer to that question. Bomf says, I think so, yeah. Tango used that yes, says AJ. Emily says, they do! Exclamation point. Not doing a good job of placing these blocks, you know, well. Welcome, Mima Sweets. Okay. Okay. Makes for great lighting camouflage. Good to know. Yeah, I'll have to think about that in the future. I guess the problem is that you can only use them indoors, because otherwise in the distance they wouldn't render. Okay. Okay, so that's those sorted right now. From up here, how does this look? Looks a lot better, I'll tell you that. Okay, this is coming along. Yeah, yeah. We're definitely outside the beacon range now, so I've only got a few seconds of... Yep, there we go. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and check on... Hey, looks like we got some tips rolling in. Looks like we've got 5 Hong Kong dollars. That comes out to 1 US abacus bead. Thank you, Randir Rick, for that. And then we also have 10 rolling in from Christian. Thank you, Christian. That's going to put us... We were 11 away from the next Face Gamer expansion. Now we are only 1. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. Kindle says, morning, Joe. How's your day looking? Pretty good. I think I've taken care of all my correspondence. I do need to check to see if I got any emails back from anybody at some point, but I don't think we're there yet. Got my correspondence set. I still have editing to handle, but I can't do that while I'm streaming, and I still have tax stuff to look at. I've made some pretty good progress on my taxes already, but DistroKid, our music distributor, sent me my 1099 late, so I need to revisit that, and I need to double check on my expenses and things. Yay. Realistically, a big part of my Easter weekend might just be doing taxes. If I'm not... Because it's... Because I don't think I've got a lot of time today. If I'm going to be editing. And then tomorrow... Yeah, you know what? I can move some stuff around. I'll figure it out. Because I don't want this hanging over me all weekend. And it's almost done. Kindle says, do you want to send me an email about the Deep Space Nine stuff? Or Deep Slate 9 stuff? Well, the problem is, so I said I wanted to go investigate, and you said if I investigated it would crash the server. So now I'm kind of at an impasse, where it's like, okay, so as long as nobody investigates it, it won't crash the server. I don't want to take action without witnessing it, but you're saying witnessing it is bad. And so, basically, at this point, I'm just like, well, I'll go deal with other stuff that I know I can work on. I don't like to make changes, without fully understanding... I don't feel like I have my head wrapped around the problem. So, like... Because you're asking me to delete files with an extension I don't even know. And that sounds bad. I don't know what the .mcc thing is. People keep telling me it's something that Scott does or something, but I still think it's Roman numerals for 1200. I don't know. Like, why can't I just load the chunks and let it parse? It feels like if I load the chunks enough time, so it should be processing a little bit of it each time it crashes, but I guess is it not saving the progress because it crashes? Like, it feels like I could Capaldi Dr. Punch my way through this by loading it repeatedly, instead of deleting the chunks. Because I don't like blindly deleting chunks. It crashes before a single tick can be processed. Well, you said that that's a timeout thing. Is there a setting that I can do to adjust the tick timeout setting? Changing the tick timeout setting would... If I just set the tick timeout setting to be 25 times as long, and it just processed that tick, then that would be better to me. And this is the sort of stuff that we get into arguments about on Hermitcraft, too. Like, about whether or not something necessitates a rollback. I don't like, until I've exhausted everything else, I don't want to do a rollback. And, like, one of the things that would be included in everything else is, like, repeatedly trying to load the chunks to see if there's a way to trick it into processing them. And I don't have time for that right now, is the thing. But I'm also not sure that this is your job. This seems like it's whoever broke this in the first place's job. Or my job. I don't know. Because somebody else broke this in the first place. By building an unsafe farm. But, like... I don't know. I'm disinclined to roll back a single chunk. I'm more likely to just say, well, if you break the end, I delete the entire end and then ban you or something. Like, I don't know. That feels like I don't want to do surgery every time somebody builds a bad farm. Me doing chunk removal surgery over individuals' choices feels undesirable. There's just something about this whole scenario that feels wrong to me, and I can't put my finger on it. So that's the other reason I haven't taken any action. I mean, if these chunks only load when somebody goes over there and nobody ever goes over there, like... they can just be broken forever. I don't know. Like, it's just like, this is a quantum singularity, don't go near it. Okay, I don't know why... what the heck? I don't... that is completely off topic, and I don't know why you're shouting Night Rage. And it's clearly... I don't know. What? That's so weird. I don't understand Twitch culture sometimes. Like, sometimes people will just roll in here and the first thing that they ever say is just complete nonsense. And I'm like, is this a bot, or is this just what the kids are doing now? I don't know. Maybe if I time them out, they'll leave me alone. Because that feels like a spam bot thing to do. That feels like a way to be like, let me tell you about my favorite brand. And it's like, nope. They're not paying me. Go away, bots. We got a slime chunk. They're all slime chunks, Kaname. It's Hermitcraft. On Hermitcraft, anywhere you dig down low enough will be a slime chunk, mathematically. Anywhere you ignore won't be. So it's not that all the chunks are slime chunks. Just the ones we want to use. Morning, Bloom Blong. Glad you could join us. Okay. Trucker's Molten Map says, I've been watching a little bit, can't figure out what you're working on. I'm building a scale model of a pinball machine, and we are digging out the inside of the cabinet at the moment. Let me turn the view distance up a little bit, and then we can fly around real quick. It's been a while since we showed off what we're working on. A humble 32 frames a second should do us here. Not 32 frames a second, 32 render distance. So if we come out this way, you'll be able to see it better. Takes a second for the chunks to load in. So why don't we just land over here on Cleo's dragon for a minute? So yeah, this is our pinball machine. It's a scale model based on the spooky Total Nuclear Annihilation cabinet. Looks pretty good. It's going to be themed after space telescopes and called Deep Field. So I've been working on the paint on the one side of the machine here with a galaxy picture. I'm kind of taking a break from that because it's really mentally taxing, and it's been a mentally taxing couple of weeks. So instead, I'm just doing some chill work, digging out the inside, trying to get the wood in the bottom of the cabinet in place. Because of the scale, it has to rise out of the sea. But yeah, it's 128 meters wide, 256 meters deep. And you might say, why would you make it at that scale in particular? And the answer is because that way we can have the pinball machine fit onto 2 maps. Ta-da! So there you go. We're working on it. So this is just an incredibly elaborate map art project. So elaborate. Much map. I'm going to turn our view distance back down here for a minute since we're not outside again. Doesn't really matter when you're underground here. And then we'll resume just hitting whatever rocks are closest. They all have to go. They all have to go. There is no rhyme or reason other than the rhyme that I carry in my heart and the reason that I don't want to do other work right now. This is the closest thing. This is a task that needs to be complete at some point, and it's not very mentally taxing. And just after the last few weeks around here, I just need something like that. I just need something chill where I can feel like I'm making progress and moving forward. But where I'm like, with the pixel art, the problem is you do some math wrong and you have something in the wrong place and it throws everything off. With this, it's like, whoops, I accidentally dug 1 block too deep. Oh, good, I can fix it. Da-da-da-da. And then you fix it. Like, this is very low stakes, low concentration task here. So, will it have trigger sounds and lights? I'm not sure how much is going to be possible with the new... part of the thing is it's going to be an elytra course, and you're going to be flying past everything pretty quick when you're actually inside of it. So I haven't figured out, like, lights-wise, yeah, you can do that, but, because you can view lights all the way in the distance. But, sounds aren't going to carry the whole size of the machine. So I haven't figured out how hyper-local I want to make sounds yet, and there's stuff to be done, sorted out there. But yeah, so the idea is for the elytra course, you'll enter through the coin slot, and then start in the shooter rod where the plunger is. This is the shooter lane. You'll come up the shooter lane. There's going to be a bunch of obstacles on the playfield, which I haven't put in yet. And then you'll eventually go down the drain at the bottom of the playfield. And then once you go down the drain at the bottom of the playfield, you'll fly around down here where there's going to be a bunch of electronics components. And you'll fly through obstacles for the elytra course there. And then you'll fly up through this conduit into the back box where there's more components. The actual CPU of the pinball machine and a bunch of other components are actually up here in the back box. Speakers, the translight is backlit from here. The television, the CRT, or not CRT, the LCD monitor, the LCD screen is back there. We'll have all the electronics for that in. But Jonas Uriel says, just showed up to give some love. I'm not caught up your videos, but this build has been epic. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. You could talk to Tango about how he makes sure the decked out sounds all play the same time throughout the dungeon. Well, I've been behind the scenes on Decked Out 1 and seen how that works. He just has, he has basically the same, he has the noisemaker spaced evenly throughout the dungeon. So that way you can hear the wherever you are, which is fine if you're just using note blocks, but if you're using, like, records, well, actually, he did mention needing something like 8,000 records from Jev's Creeper Farm or something. But it gets expensive. The custom discs, yeah, but the thing is, with the custom disc mod that we're using on the server, you still have to get records in-game to reprogram them. So he's, like, having to farm those at Jevon's farm. I don't know that I'm going to have the... Yeah, the new tech using records, he still has to have the records spaced throughout. So he might have, like, so to make one sound in Decked Out, you have sound makers spaced throughout the dungeon. So he doesn't have 8,000 different sounds for Decked Out. He's going to have to space, like, 8,000 record players, which play different sounds. Can you make it so there's a sound when the player goes through each ring? The problem is, if they're going at speed, they'll be past the radius of hearing it by the time the sound plays. Like, stuff like that sounds like a good idea, but you actually would have to run it so it's ahead of the player. And honestly, the wiring for that's going to get bulky enough that it would not be aesthetically a good fit for this project, in my opinion. So, yeah. Okay. We need to switch out our pickaxe here. Tango got a few shulkers a distant an hour using the farm. Well, that's good, but it's still, like, a lot to do. Okay, we're gonna grab all these shulkers and go drop them in Scar's storage. We need to get rockets, too. Don't let me drop the rocket box in the Scar storage. Okay, that looks like you're spamming, and also possibly a Confederate, so I'm gonna ban you. Next problem. Okay. Boy. Yeah, that's bad life choices there. Okay. So, let's go ahead and put these in here. The sand can go in there. If we move some of the stone around, we can fill this other one real quick. That's almost full. We can fill that one next time. Oh, actually, let's fill this one now. We can get another 30 cobble in that one. Okay. So, rockets. Oops, don't want to do that. Rocket box goes back in here. Lighter's okay, so we're off to Scars to use his trash thing. Only some of the shulker boxes have names. Most of them don't. You know what, though? I have 81 levels. Let's stop somewhere with some anvils real quick. No, I'm not somebody who tries to sell you equipment, Night Rage. Some people are like, streaming's a gold rush! I'm gonna get rich selling shovels! Whoa! Buy this gaming chair! This is how you will make it as a streamer! You gotta buy this gaming chair! Whoa! Whoa! Look at that! Look at that headset! Gotta buy that headset! Whoa! I'm selling shovels faster than somebody who has to actually pan for gold! Whoa! I feel like that's exploitative and unnecessary. You know, like, we're just not gonna do that here. So, enjoy your Yukon. Excited, branded, sponsored streamers. It's not for me. Okay, so, we're gonna name this Lime Green Shulker Box. Orange shulker box. Purple. Purple shulker box. See, this is why I don't want to be that guy. Everybody in chat is yelling at me now. Everybody's disappointed. And it's like, see, you guys have good taste. You understand that if a streamer is trying to sell you their headset or their chair, it's not okay. It's not okay. It's a terrible way to live. Okay. Yeah, if a streamer has a command to tell you what headset they have, they're probably not somebody you want to watch. They're probably not somebody you want to watch. Like, that worries me. That makes me think you're a bad fit as a viewer. If the first thing you wonder when you come into a stream is, what is this person gonna sell me today? I want it! Gotta get it! Gotta get it! Yeah! Gotta order that large purple D6 die. This company's actually out of business. You can't get these. Gotta get that that burlap Dollywood hat. It's one of a kind. You won't get one of those either. I don't put stuff on the stream you can buy. So let's see. We're gonna call this one light magenta shulker box. Mauve shulker box? Is that a color? Glazed terror cottages. Scary stories about Soup Valley. Valet. We're gonna rename this one Dark Blue Shulker Box. That one's already named. And these ones are all named, okay. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are blocks. Have you complimented Pearl today? Unused mannequin torsos. Used mannequin heads. Half-eaten boat oars. Sad. This is sad to sight. Sky blue shulker box. Let's see. GT Buckets tips 2, who says tired. Hey, that gets us one past our next face camera expansion milestone. So here we go. It's time to expand Joe. I'm gonna lower the Joe passing now to 80%. First aid kit. What's the name of the plane from Tailspin? Kit, Cloud Kickers, airfoil parts. Venture Industries time capsule. Toki's picnic supplies. No, the Sea Duck is the name of the plane. Okay. It's not as funny as I thought it was going to be. What's in this one? The State versus Impulse SV Exhibit A. Okay. Uh-oh, it's getting dark. Have a good time, GT Buckets. Wow. Long distance rendering is not doing favor. Oh, I know why my, I'm like, why is my frame rate so bad? I forgot to pause folding. It jumps from 25 to 52 to 84. Yep. That's, I was like, man, it seems like the game's just running worse than usual. Forgot to pause folding. Uncooked stone. I should have called one of them unleavened stone in honor of Passover. But it's fine. Oh, there's Scarland. Render distance is low because I turned it down. I was like, yeah, but why is my frame rate low? My frame rate was low. Even at a low render distance. I was like, that's way lower frame rate than I should have. That might have fixed the audio glitch that Badger was seeing too, actually. If that was... Sometimes you get a subtle slowdown. Okay. So now that we know that Pearl is going to check all of these, we need to put, or that Pearl doesn't look in the first one, we need to put some of these in each one. Okay. See, now the frame rate's at 51 and we got the long view distance on. We need to get more diamonds so we can buy more shulker boxes to give to Pearl. On that Joe Hill's grind, I see. Yep. I could ask Pearl for garbage bags. That's true. I could also dye the boxes to make pixel art, now that I'm thinking about it. Now we're out of range. Beacon. Now we're out of range. We're in range of the speed one at this point, but not the other one, really? Okay, there it is. Good luck with your schoolwork, Wincosity. Moon Rosa says, wait, was one of the shulkers named Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead? How could we give away a gem like that? No. It was named Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are blocks. Totally different. Not a Hamlet reference at all. Okay, so let's go ahead and make these. Smile like you got nothing to prove, no matter what you might do. You know there's always someone cooler than you. I know it's hard to believe, but there are people you meet who are into something too big to be expressed by their clothes, and they put up with all the poses you throw, and you won't even know. Make me feel tiny if it makes you feel tall, but there's always someone cooler than you. Da, 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 da. There's always someone cooler than you. Always someone cool. Is this under the pinball machine? Yep. That's where we're at right now. Okay. Background ambiance. Good luck with your crochet project. Background ambiance. Good luck every day with that. Background ambiance. Breaking lots of blocks, you see. Background ambiance. This pickaxe is an extension of me soul. Okay, so making sure all of these are fully compact. When we come back with a bunch of more shulkers, we're going to need to grab all this stuff and drop it off at Pearls, obviously, by way of scars. How's my elytra doing? Okay, cool. It's going to wear off pretty soon, so we're trying to get as many blocks done as we can before we're back out of range. Yep. Oh, it's just... Okay, there we go. And we run back this way. It's easier to fly in because you don't waste as much travel time not breaking blocks, right? You know, sometimes it feels like that one isn't even on. Is it? No, it's on. These two. Okay. Whatever. Bum, bum. Glow squids. Do I have pinball innards to reference for scale as well? Yes. They're all standard parts for the most part. Like the circuit boards and stuff, you can order from like P-Rock. Or they're like P-Rock circuit boards. You can order. They're pretty standard. How's the land below the pinball machine not collapsing? Oh, like this? Yeah, it'll just stay up on its own. Gravity only applies to things that are alive for the most part. Like these slimes would be affected by gravity, but there's not really structural integrity checks for arches and stuff. So like these blocks will just float there until I destroy them. Yep, we're using the pickaxe to break the blocks here. It's a pretty traditional mining tool. in the old days. Okay, there's a little bit of water back there, but nothing we can't handle. Okay, just working. Knocking away the blocks. Hitting a lot of rocks. Okay, we're going to need to fly away and empty our inventory because we are carrying as much as we can carry at the moment. I think we came down to about that when we start hitting some gaps here. Consolidate that with the other torches in here. Consolidate that some in there. Okay. We probably want to take all of the prismarine and deep slate and consolidate that. And with this other stuff here. Does that fit? Perfect. Perfectly fits. Great. So that leaves us with an extra box that we can put random nonsense in for Pearl. And we'll take that down there with us. Yeah, I've done some VR streams before. Unfortunately, one of my lighthouse beacon things got damaged, and they're like $150 to replace. And the VR streams were never very popular, so I just kind of gave up. I don't know. It's hard to do VR streams without a spectator camera that's separate from the VR headset, and a lot of games just don't have support for that sort of thing. So I was kind of waiting to see if the streaming tech, like the streaming software support came along better soon. Because you don't necessarily want to see directly from the first-person point of view on the big camera in the stream. You might want that as an inset thumbnail thing, because otherwise you get motion sick. Trying to watch a VR stream from the first person only. Whereas watching me play a VR game where you can see me and my first-person view in little inset thumbnails, but the main view is like a third-party spectator flying around, that's going to be where you're way better off in terms of watchability. And most games just don't have support for that. But yeah, I got most into VR in the worst part of the pandemic when nobody could go anywhere anyway, because it was a good way to hang out with people who couldn't go anywhere anyway. But now that I can go places again more easily, with all the vaccines and boosters and whatnot, it's a little bit more... It's less of a necessity to get the VR kit set up. There's a lot of potential there for gaming in the long term, but... I also don't really have an optimal space for it, so it was always kind of a mess, hassle type thing. Oops, wasn't paying close attention there. Luckily, we got a whole box full of those, so no worries. We will have to go grab from that box, though, in order to refill our tool. Why am I not flying? Okay. Let's see, we want another pick. We want, ideally, a fortune. We can use a silk touch if we have to. It's fine. Efficiency 5, I'm breaking 3 silk touch. Hey, Poison to Use, glad you're feeling better today. Okay. Do 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 la da 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 la da 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 do 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 la da 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 bum 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 bum. And now, of course, it's dark again. So we had best be heading to bed. Oh, stretch it out, everybody stretch. Okay. Okay, we're gonna take the wool out of there, put that in here. We're gonna move that box down there too, and we're also gonna grab another set of birch logs here. Make some planks with. Okay, so for here, we're gonna come across like this. Oops. Okay, so there's definitely gonna be some stuff we're gonna have to sponge out. Not the end of the world. We can probably just use gravel, even, at this scale. There's only really the big stuff that we needed the sponges for, and we've cleared out most of the big stuff. Dang it. Yep, another collision here. Okay, so yeah, this whole water tunnel is going to need to be pulled out, it looks like. We can worry about that later. And we're out of range, huh? Making progress. Yay, whoops. And I forgot to come back this way enough to get the haste back. There we go. Danny W. Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Feliz cumpleaños a Danny W. Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Y muchas más. Hey, Jay Gift, I'm glad that you had a good trip to London and that my video helped you prepare psychologically for participating in the transit culture there. But yeah, Danny, I hope you have a fantastic birthday. Yesterday when you were like, "Oh no, my birthday's tomorrow and Joe doesn't stream on Tuesdays usually," I was like, "I'm probably gonna stream tomorrow, but I don't want to promise that because I'm very tired and I might realize in the morning that's a bad idea." So I'm glad that you popped in. I am very happy to see you. And I hope you have a very happy birthday, Danny. Here we go. Going this way now. Whoops. Wrong blocks. Ooh, big cave down there. Probably creepers and stuff. Because it's not lit. It's always a delight. Might want to add some light to that if we can, just as a treat. You're most welcome, Danny. I feel like there's a way to do this with the, then you end up overshooting, though. That was wrong. I feel like there's a way to do this where I only place exactly one block and I keep swift sneaking across, but I keep placing too many blocks. Okay. Big underwater area here, but we don't really care for the most part because it's below the lip, or it's below the bottom of the machine. Yeah, I haven't moved the candelabras back into my bedroom yet. I've been very lazy. Okay. How are we doing on time? I took my watch off. 10:28 a.m. Well, it is almost time for me to make myself brunch. I hope y'all have been enjoying the stream. Let's go ahead. I'm going to hang out for a little while longer, but let's go ahead and do last call for tips. Because sometimes, especially with the international audience, the tips can take 10 minutes or so to roll in. So we'll stream for another little while. Grab some more birch. Just to... the birch really shows the progress visually in a way that you don't get from the just having it mined out. Like, it's such a high contrast with the rest of it. You really get a good sense of, like, accomplishment, I feel. Good sense of progress, maybe. That's a better word than accomplishment. Because, like, we haven't accomplishment implies, like, the task is more accomplished. Like, it's not completed. We're making progress. You get a visual cue of the progress amount. There's still a long way to go before this whole machine's accomplished. Okay. Wait, did I actually say, when I said we're going to do a last call for tips, did I actually post the tipping link? I don't know if I did. Okay. Okay, cool. My brain is, like, melted. I'm ready to go make breakfast or brunch or whatever. Let me do a double check on my correspondence here, make sure there's no last minute emails or anything I need to get to. Yeah. I think we're good. Okay. Oh, forgot to use the bed here. That means a bunch of stuff just spawned, doesn't it? Womp womp. Let's grab some more logs while we're at it. Okay. Doesn't look like too much stuff spawned. So, hey, that's good. I guess other people were online, or nope. Okay, well, I don't know what stuff didn't spawn. Whatever. I'm not going to complain about it, though. Dang it. Those two need to go. Oh, wait, no, those two were fine. Dang it. I misunderstood how this was set up. Arlo says, Joe, what were your considerations when you started this big dig? Did you set a pace for yourself? No. My considerations were, what is the scale to make the pinball machine fit on 2 maps? I didn't take into account labor. I was just like, this is the right size because of build height being 319 and the machine being 128 meters wide and 256 meters deep. That was it. That was all I did, was I figured that out. And then I was like, I'll sort the rest out later. Welcome to later, where we are doing this. We're really doing it. It turns out it takes a lot of digging to set something like this up. Womp womp. Now we know. Now we know for next season. Luckily, that's still instant mine with the shovel without the haste. Okay. We gotta get back out here to get the effect again. Dang it. Yeah, I'm misplacing a lot more blocks. I'm definitely getting ready for lunch. Okay. 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 So we can place some of these now. Nope. It's much easier on flat ground to place these. Morning Tilly the Hun. Okay. Not doing great. Placing a lot of blocks in the wrong spots. Probably because I need to go eat. We're gonna wrap up soon. Okay. But just in the interest of having this time lapse end in a satisfying way, I really would like to have more of this filled in here. Have a good night, leaf pelt, or day. I'm about to head out myself. We're just trying to end this in such a way that if I do a time lapse of it, it'll look good. Because right now, it looks like I've cleared a bunch of the space, but I haven't put down all the wood yet. And it'll look better on the time lapse if I get this wood in. I don't want to have an awkward break in it. I'm trying to make less work for my future self. Yeah. One more set of logs should do. Almost done. Okay, away we go. I think we did it. I think we made a lot of progress on this here. That's looking pretty good. Okay. So let's see who we can go raid. Twitch following. Looks like Music Man is doing his solo hardcore series. I gotta go grab lunch, so I'm not gonna be able to stick around and hang out with y'all. But Music Man, aka Malcolm, is always a very entertaining streamer. So we're gonna /raid Malcolm. Hope when you get over there you say howdy y'all. Joe Hills right here. Alrighty, I gotta go, but I hope you have a fantastic day, everybody. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Do. Stop streaming.